Good afternoon and welcome once again to Stadio Gianni Falchi for the second day of the WBSC Europe-Africa qualifier as we take another step on the road to Tokyo with two teams that, well, got off to slow starts yesterday. Two teams that come into this second day winless, though South Africa had their game suspended. So you see right there, they're in the middle. Winless, lossless. They are tied with Italy 4-4 in a game that'll be resumed tomorrow in the 6th inning. Spain, meanwhile, fell at this field last night, less than 24 hours ago, to a really solid Israeli team that actually shut out the Spanish side 3-0, the final score there. Spain managed just 3 hits under conditions a little bit more pleasant than those which we have today. You see 17 degrees, kind of cool out there, and it's gray and it's wet. This game was supposed to start 20 minutes ago. It's been delayed, but only by about 20-25 minutes to allow the grounds crew a few extra minutes to get the field ready. Now that we are ready, South Africa, the visitors, will bat first with Phillips, Boda, and another Phillips, Jonathan, the third baseman, batting third. Brandon Bouillon will bat in the cleanup spot with Hein Robb batting fifth. Boltmann, Eberson, and Willenberg go 6, 7, and 8 with Benjamin Smith, the center fielder, batting ninth for South Africa. You see the defensive alignment for South Africa there as well. It'll be my first look at this club, which was really playing an exciting game last night that got, well, just messed up, I guess, for lack of a better term, because of that weather. As we see Spain's starting lineup, you won't see Spain bat, obviously, till the bottom half of the first inning. And it's an identical lineup to that which they ran out there last night, a group that managed just 3 hits. But Luis Sojo feeling confident in his club that they are ready to turn the page. And there's a look at the defense for Spain, which you'll see momentarily, with Angel Beltre in center field, flanked by Lester Galvan and Giancarlo Franco. And then the infield third to first, it's Leo Rodriguez, Johnny Bettencourt, Oscar Angulo, and Jesus Ustariz, with Blake Ochoa doing the catching. And a veteran left-hander, 31-year-old Ricardo Hernandez, getting the start. Here are umpires today, another international crew with 4 different nations represented. The German umpire, Jens Weider, will be calling balls and strikes. František Pribble from the Czech Republic at first base. Edwin Luiza from the Netherlands at second. And Elvin Jimenez is going to be the third base umpire, Jimenez from Venezuela. Always great to see how these international crews work so well together. And though they might not speak the same language, in some cases, as I believe is the case today, 4 different languages between the 4 men. They find a way to speak the language of baseball and keep the games moving. The entire tournament has been really well officiated so far, and we don't have any reason to believe that that'll change going forward. As we have a good look now at Ricardo Hernandez. Hernandez, a well-traveled veteran, is originally from Venezuela, born in Caracas back in 1988. He was originally a part of the Marlins organization in Major League Baseball back when they were the Florida Marlins, and spent 4 seasons in the minors, reaching the high A level at one point, pitching for the Jupiter Hammerheads. Since then, he's pitched all over the world, primarily in Venezuela, but also in Italy, where he most recently pitched in 2016 for the Rimini Club. Rimini, a coastal town not too far from here in Bologna. And there's the South African side. Again, serving as the visiting club today. Spain in the home whites. South Africa in the road green and yellow. And with that last warm-up pitch, we are ready to depart. Just 25 minutes behind schedule. And we kind of caught a break because there was a lot of rain on the ride here from Parma. There was a lot of rain throughout the evening. And then right about our scheduled game time, well, about a half hour before our scheduled game time, right about 1 o'clock local time, it rained as hard as I've seen it rain really all day. And that's when everybody agreed we'd put things on ice, put things on hold. And it's worked out very nicely for everybody involved. The rain has all but stopped falling. There will be a light mist throughout the day. And now we're ready to begin. Ricardo Hernandez, the left-hander from Venezuela, representing Spain at this Olympic qualifier, pours strike one in, facing Anthony Phillips, South Africa's shortstop. Phillips from Belleville, South Africa. And he'll take that one low and away. Phillips, 29 years of age. He too a well-traveled veteran. Swings over the top of the off-speed pitch, falls behind the ball, and 2 strikes. Get this, he's been a part of 4 different Major League Baseball organizations. Sorry, 5 different Major League Baseball organizations. Waits for the 1-2, pops it up. First base side into foul ground goes Ustariz. Backpedaling. He can't make the grab. A missed opportunity there for Spain to record the first out of the game. And we'll see if the nasty gray skies wreak havoc on fielders attempting to catch pop-ups throughout the day. Just looked like Ustariz never got his feet really set underneath him as he drifted back for that one. And here we'll see another 1-2 pitch and a ground ball left side. A chance for Rodriguez. True to first. And there's out number 1. So Phillips retired. And that'll bring up Kyle Boda. Boda is a longtime member of this South African program, the national program. Nearly 15 years. He made his first appearance with the South African national team in 2005. That's the 2005 Baseball World Cup. Pops this one high in the air, behind home plate, and shedding the mask, Ochoa has it for out number 2. A good start here for Hernandez. Gets the ground out and the pop out, almost 2 foul pop outs. There was that one dropped by Ustariz just a moment ago, and now we'll see Jonathan Phillips. He takes a look at a strike. Not a whole lot of folks at the ballpark for this one. We do expect a big crowd tonight when Italy makes its first appearance here in Bologna. Then they played to a draw through 5+ innings last night in a game that'll be resumed against South Africa. 4-4, they'll pick it up tomorrow morning. Tonight, Italy takes on the Czech Republic. It counts 1-2 here on Jonathan Phillips. Phillips swings and again skies it. In shallow right field, Angulo with the grab, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 in the top of the first. So we'll see Spain when we come back here in Bologna.
Yeah, well, I gotta go grab my laptop so I can show the video.
Going into the bottom of the first inning with no score, Spain the home team for the second consecutive day here in Bologna. Will come up and try and write a new story. Last night the offense completely stymied. They managed just 3 hits, all singles, and didn't have a man past first base until the bottom of the 9th inning in a 3-0 loss to Israel. Joey Wagman, the complete game 3-hitter. Could have been perfect, really. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 8, and the 3 hits he allowed, well, the first 2 touched gloves. One was a little pop flare into left center. The second hit, which belonged to Beltre, who's leading off here and awaiting a 1-1 pitch, which he swings through for strike 2, was a hard ground ball hit to first, but a diving stab knocked it down. He was able to leg out that infield single. The second hit, which belonged to Beltre, who's leading off here and awaiting a 1-1 pitch, which he swings through for strike 2, was a hard ground ball hit to first, but a diving stab knocked it down. He was able to leg out that infield single. Of what could have been a second hit with another diving play at first in the 9th, but he goes down swinging here against right-hander Jared Alario. And that's a fine start for the right-hander, who gets the former major leaguer Beltre for out number 1. Now it's Yoni Bettencourt, youngest member of this Spanish national team. South Africa win their qualifying event, the Africa Cup Baseball Championship. That was a few months ago, and he got the start in the tournament's finale. And he pitched so well, he no-hit Uganda as he works a 1-2-3 bottom half of the first inning. That line drive right at Anthony Phillips at short. So we'll go to the second with no score yet, and South Africa coming back up. Four, 5, and 6 for South Africa as we move into the second inning in a scoreless ball game, a game that's yet to see a base runner. Brandon Boulon against the lefty Ricardo Hernandez sees strike 1 to get us started in the second. I'm Craig Durham, happy to have you with me for day 2 of this WBSC Europe-Africa Olympic qualifying event. 6-team tournament, 6-team round robin tournament, which will run through Sunday, and which by the end will have secured the place of the second team to qualify for next summer's Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Japan, of course, as the host nation, has already qualified. Not that they would likely have a whole lot of trouble qualifying on their own, but they're in, along with the winner of this tournament. And there's a swing and a miss from Boulon, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spots numbers 3 and 4 of the 6-team Olympic field will be determined this November over the course of 3 weeks. The Premier 12, a tournament which will be played across 4 different countries around the world, truly. Mexico, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. 2-2 pitch here, misses down and in. The top 2 teams, of course, except Japan, should they finish top 2, will qualify. Top 2 teams from Asia and the Americas. And this one's grounded out towards short. The throw high from Bettencourt. It pulled Ustariz off the bag. And Boltmann is on board on what will likely be ruled an error. Pretty routine looking ground ball. But the grass is wet, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for fielders today, and it is an error. That's a play that's just got to be made. You see the throw just at the last second forced the foot of Ustariz off the bag. So Boltmann is aboard. The leadoff man for South Africa as they look to break through and score first. So one of the 6 teams here, Spain, South Africa, the Netherlands, Israel, the Czech Republic, and Italy. One of these 6 teams will be going to the Olympics. We'll know by Sunday at the latest which one. The top Asian finisher, the top American finisher, and the winner of the Premier 12, should it be from anywhere other than Asia or the Americas, they'll be in. So we'll have 4 of the 6 teams locked in by the end of the 3rd week of November. And then we'll round out the field next spring with some yet to be determined events, details yet to be determined events. One will be an America's qualifier, one will be a world wildcard qualifier, and that will obviously give fans around the world a lot to get excited about when we get into March of next year. Here's a 2-1 pitch, fouled straight back by Hein Rob, the first baseman for South Africa. Tough start to the tournament for South Africa. They have the game last night under the lights, big crowd in Parma, and it gets postponed, suspended rather, with a 4-4 score in the 6th inning. Then they have to come to Bologna for the morning game. I say morning game even though we're playing just after 2:00 p.m. local time. Feels like the morning, the afternoon affair. And then they got to go back to Parma tomorrow, finish the game with Italy, and play the first game on tomorrow's schedule as well. So a heavy workload. They'll essentially be playing 3 games in just over 24 hours. Granted, one of those games just a half game, the second half of the game against Italy, but boy, is that a lot to deal with. And who knows, they could wind up 3-0 at the end of it. This is a team that's built to win. They're not here to compete. They're here to earn a trip to the Olympics. And now a big 3-2 pitch is called, ball 4, and that'll put runners on first and second. With none out here in the top of the 2nd inning without a hit. The E6 and a base on balls, and that one didn't miss by much at all. Ricardo Hernandez hit the target. He put it right in Blake Ochoa's mitt. Didn't get the call. And we'll keep an eye on that location throughout the day, because the standard's clearly been set that that's not a strike. And now a bunt attempt popped up, foul ground, and a sliding Ochoa comes up with it. So an opportunity lost as Darren Boltmann was just trying to advance the runners, but the designated hitter got under that bunt, and really not what you're looking for at all right there. A pop out to the catcher, and credit Ochoa for springing out of the home plate area. I was going to call it a circle, but it's a diamond-shaped dirt. And getting there, sliding across the wet grass. Nice play. Now we'll see Rowan Eberson. Everson, another lefty. Takes a look at strike one on the outer half. Solidly built left fielder. Got the green and yellow all the way through from the bat to his shoes. And he's down quickly, 0-2. After Everson, it'll be Brett Willenberg. South Africa looks to break through here in the top of the second and score first. They've gotten some help. An error and a walk. And here's a ground ball up the middle. It takes a funny bounce off the mound. The flip to second for the out, and then on to first. Safe, good hustle from Everson. Nice job picking it by Usteriz. If that ball had come true through the box up the middle, that's probably an inning-ending double play. But oh, it hit the glove. It didn't take a funny bounce off the mound. It was the glove of Hernandez that rerouted that ball. And then the hustle from Everson to beat out what would have been the back end of a potential double play. Just a fielder's choice, 6-4. And obviously you can't fault Hernandez for simply reacting to a ball coming back at him. But if he hadn't gotten a glove on it, I think we're almost certainly headed to the bottom of the second inning, because Bettencourt would have been able to pick it up. Probably step on the bag before throwing to first himself. As it was, he made the underhand flip to Angulo. So Boulon is the lead runner now at third. Eberson's at first. Willenberg ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Number 8 hitter, second baseman, all the way back in the box. Lifts that back foot up and moves ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. A lot of room down the line and right. Giancarlo Franco shaded a few steps towards right center. Here's a well-struck ball up the middle into center field to give South Africa the game's first lead. Clutch 2-out hit from Brett Willenberg, and it's 1-0 South Africa. It was Boulon who reached on the error to start the inning that scored. Obviously an unearned run charged to Hernandez, who left that pitch right out over the heart of the plate. And despite the effort from Bettencourt, he never really had a chance to get there. Now the 6th man to bat. Benjamin Smith starts by taking ball 1. Station to station for Everson. He's on second. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. Skies are brightening somewhat. Seems that even the mist has let up. We're expecting conditions to improve really hour by hour throughout the day and into tonight, where we will have a second game for you, the game between the Czech Republic and Italy. That game will be going on parallel to the game in Parma. Big one tonight between the only 2 teams to earn victories on day 1, the Netherlands and Israel. 2-1 pitch inside, 3 balls and a strike. Kind of hard to peg a team as a favorite in this tournament. Such a small field and such a limited sample size to draw from, but obviously the Netherlands, having just won the European Championship last Sunday even, have to come in feeling like a favorite. But Israel, based on the way they dominated last night and the caliber of talent they have, they've got to be feeling pretty good too, as we get a walk here to load the bases. and roll it over the top of the lineup again. So I don't want to say tonight's game in Parma between Israel and the Netherlands could really determine which team goes to the Olympics, but the team that starts 2-0 between those two will obviously be in a really good position to just take care of business the rest of the way, and we'll see what happens. Not expecting we'll see any undefeated teams come out of this tournament. Very likely that the team that wins will have a loss, but you never know. There's a pitch high and outside. Depending on what happens in this game and then the one after it, there's a chance that the winner of that game could be the only unbeaten team remaining just 2 days into the tournament. Spain's in trouble here, and here's a ground ball foul off the bat of Anthony Phillips. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, bases loaded, a run in courtesy of Brett Willenberg's RBI single. He's on second now. Smith behind him, Eberson in front of him. 2 walks in the inning have really hurt Hernandez. But he's ahead 1-2 now. Hasn't been an eye-popping offensive display from South Africa here, but they have had 5 out of 6 men reach base safely. A couple of walks, a single, a fielder's choice, and an error. Chance to create some breathing room. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Big effort from Ricardo Hernandez to leave him loaded and send us into the bottom of the second with the score. South Africa 1, Spain 0. Jesus Ustariz makes his appearance in the right-handed batter's box after a slight delay. Everybody for South Africa was ready and waiting. Ustariz takes strike 1. He'll be followed by Lester Galvan and Fernando Martinez in the heart of this Spanish batting order, an order that's got to come to life through 10 innings, just 3 hits, 3 separate base runners. A bloop single, an infield single, and a ground ball that made its way into right field. That was all the offense last night against Israel. Ustariz, a very quiet 0 for 4 himself, 0 for 3 rather. He swings through that high fastball. Could have gone up 3-1. Instead, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not much wind today. Little bit of a breeze blowing out at the moment. The outfielders are pretty deep. There's a ground ball up the middle that makes it past the mound, gets gobbled up by Willenberg and sent to first in time for the out. First ground ball out rolled by Jared Ilario. And it's been 4 up, 4 down against the South African right-hander. There's Galvan, the left fielder. Fastball popping the mitt of Kyle Boda. Chopper to third on one hop. Jonathan Phillips takes it and sends it across the diamond for the second out of the inning. So after a strikeout and 2 pop-outs in the bottom of the first, a couple of ground-outs to get us started here in the second, about half of it. And we'll see Fernando Martinez, designated hitter. It was his bloop single that went down as the first of what would ultimately be the 3 hits last night. He lofted one over the head of Israel's shortstop Ty Kelly. Kelly was fun to watch yesterday playing short. He could get to nearly everything. He nearly got to that one. Sprinting back into left field. He got a glove onto it, but that was all. And now Martinez is up 2-0. Line drive, and that's going to go into right field, and for the second day, he'll deliver his team with their first hit. That one a sharp single. On a line over Willenberg's head. Not a bad pitch either. You saw that late movement. Working low and away in the zone was Ilario. It's just terrific coverage there, going across the dish and somehow finding a way to pull that ball. And now we'll see Giancarlo Franco, the right fielder. Righty on righty, first pitch in for a strike. Franco at times looked a little bit unsure of himself in the outfield last night. The entire team looked unsure at the plate. Chance to bounce back here today. Trying to wipe out a 1-0 deficit. Tying run aboard. And a 1-1 count. One and two. Break-even pitch, a broken bat, bounder up the middle, and it'll be Willenberg taking it to second himself to retire the side. A 2-out single, nothing further to complete. It's 1-0 South Africa. 7 men came to bat for South Africa in the second as they opened the scoring, but left the bases loaded. We'll start in 2 slot to begin the third. Kyle Boda, who popped out in foul ground in the first. Takes ball 1 high for Ricardo Hernandez, who almost looked like he was on the ropes there towards the end of that second inning. There was right-handed action in Spain's bullpen as Hernandez walked a couple and just really seemed to labor his way through the inning. I'm sure it won't take long to get somebody up again should he struggle here in the third. But you got to give him a lot of credit for striking out Anthony Phillips with the bases loaded. Now a ball flown out to left center, and Angel Beltre, really quick, runs it down, and in the end actually makes it look pretty easy, but that ball off the bat looked like it had a chance to get to the wall in the gap. 1 out on just a couple of pitches from Hernandez, who will refocus his attention on Jonathan Phillips. Phillips, who was at one time, a long time ago, about 16 years ago, somebody playing in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Swings at this one, pops it up sideways, and it'll get out of play. It's crashing down, maybe even on the roof there, first base side. Phillips, 33 years old. Sends another one foul first base side to go down 0-2. A lot of guys born in the mid or late 80s on this South Africa team. This isn't really a tournament for kids. A lot of guys mid-late 30s. You want to give those guys who have been a part of the national program for so long an opportunity certainly to play for an Olympic berth. That's what we're all here for. See which team will become the second to qualify for the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. The grand return of baseball. And a high pop-up in the infield here. A few players are after it, and it is the pitcher Hernandez who makes the catch. He and Ochoa will get together and have a word. I don't think Blake Ochoa wants to hear much from Ricardo Hernandez. He went down really awkwardly as he had a beat on that ball. And you almost never see a pitcher catch a pop fly in the infield unless there's no other option. Ochoa threw the mask. He was there. And then at the very last second, he had to bail out. And you see that sort of awkward fall. It wasn't a fall so much as a squat, ducking down out of the way of his pitcher and clearly not feeling well. He's examined by the trainer momentarily. That's who you see leaving the field there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. But you saw his reaction when Ricardo Hernandez came over to him just to pat him on the back, say, hey, sorry, I had that one all the way. He did not want any part of that apology. But they'll have to get on the same page again. As back to work is Hernandez, getting ahead of Brandon Bolon. Strike 1 with a foul. Picked up an RBI yesterday against Italy in the game that remains unfinished, tied at 4 in the 6th inning. That game will be picked up tomorrow morning. It's been a good start to the tournament for South Africa. Leading here 1-0. There's a 2-out single from the cleanup man, who's on board for the second time in as many innings. Reached on a grounder to short that was thrown just a bit high by Bettencourt, pulling Usteriz off the bag last inning. Now he singles nice and clean up the middle. And Hein Rob will be the 2-out batter for South Africa. Swinging at the first pitch, he goes down 0-1. He worked a walk behind Boulan's grounder to short last inning. So South Africa was really set up. They were putting the pressure on throughout that top half of the second inning when they ultimately scored the run on a 2-out Brett Willenberg single. Spain, frankly, pretty fortunate to escape that inning, having just allowed the 1 run. Good 2-strike pitch, but Rob able to lay off it. And the 1-2 tapped up the third base line. It'll hold 1 and 2. Couple of big lefties squaring off here. Ochoa sets up low and away. Runner goes. Throw is offline and a stolen base for Bourlon. Single is steal, and now base hit could double South Africa's lead. Picked a good pitch to go on. Did not have the best jump, and frankly, good throw from Ochoa probably gets him. Meanwhile, Rob's gone from 0-2 to 2 and 2. And he fights off a tough pitch. Good curveball to stay alive. And they begin to stir once again in Spain's bullpen down towards the left field corner by the makeshift cafeteria. They're turning out some treats, let me tell you. As far as ballpark fare is concerned, this is about as good as it gets. 2-2. Bouncing on the right side, charged by Angulo. On to first side, retired. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left in scoring position. South Africa's left 4 men aboard in the last 2 innings, but they lead 1-0 after 2.5. First pitch of the bottom of the third, a strike from Jared Alario, who's allowed just 1 base runner thus far. Gave up a single to Fernando Martinez with 2 outs last inning. And now he deals with Ochoa, the catcher, who had a little bit of trouble in terms of a miscommunication on a pop-up in the top half of this third inning. He and his pitcher didn't quite seem to be on the same page when it came to who was going to get the pop-up that was right between the mound and the dish. Meanwhile, Alario's 1-2, a slider that dives off the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ochoa went down awkwardly, was looked at, stayed in the game, didn't even really take more than a minute. And now he smacks one out towards the right field corner, and it falls fair. Up with it is Boilan. His throw a little bit offline in the direction of second base, but there will be no further advance for Ochoa, who's happy to be aboard with a leadoff single. And that's the first time in the tournament that Spain's recorded hits in back-to-back innings. 3 singles last night, 2 singles so far today. A great start if they're looking to get on the board here, at the very least tie this one up. Mario goes right back to work, firing strike 1. The inner half to Leo Rodriguez. Jonathan Phillips at third base, even with the bag. Ready to charge should Rodriguez show bunt. He's shown no sign of a bunt so far, and now it's even less likely with the 0-2 count. Pitches, 3 strikes, and Rodriguez will take a seat. That's the second strikeout for Elario, who just had him crossed up. I don't think he was expecting those 2 fastballs after the first pitch strike. They were right there for Leo, but opted to take 3 straight pitches. And down he goes. Ochoa is still on first, and Angel Beltre, who's a really dynamic player atop the order, climbing back into that left-handed batter's box for a second time. Beltre, who played a couple dozen games for the Texas Rangers quite a few years ago now. One-time major leaguer, though. He's down 0-1. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. Got an open stance, waves the bat atop his head. And swings, fouling it back for strike 2. With Beltre's speed, even though it's not an obvious bunting situation, we've seen Phillips playing in even with the bag. He's still in even with the bag, even with the 2 strikes. He's way off the line. And there's a great curveball cut on and missed for strike 3. So the second time that Beltre's fanned. 3 strikeouts in total for Jared Elario. Back-to-back strikeouts following Ochoa's leadoff opposite field single. And now it's Johnny Bettencourt, who really, as we sit here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third and South Africa leading 1-0, has hit the ball harder and farther than anybody else on his team. As he sent Benjamin Smith back towards the wall in left center when he flew out to him in the first inning. Only the 22-year-old shortstop. Late on the fastball, 1-1. One and two. Now time called by Bettencourt just as Elario was about to be set. Fastball high, good take, 2-2. If Bettencourt can reach, we'll see Oscar Angulo. Short lead off first, but there goes the runner. In the appeal, no swing. A little bit surprised that Kyle Boda didn't throw that ball down to second. That was catcher Blake Ochoa, who, just as we were saying, didn't have much of a lead, took off running. There's the check swing. And I wonder if that bat being held out over the plate there prevented Butter from slinging it up to second. He didn't seem to argue though, so I guess not. Now 3-2 is hit on one hop to second. Willenberg has it and sends it to first in time for the out that retires the side. So a leadoff single goes for Knott, and we've played 3 complete on the second day of the WBSC Europe-Africa Baseball Qualifier. And South Africa leads Spain 1-0 going to the 4th. A look at Darren Boltmann, who leads us off in the 4th inning. 1-0 South Africa after 3. Boltmann was batting in the second with runners on first and second, nobody out, and he was up trying to bunt the runners along, but on the first pitch he saw, he popped it up and foul ground. Took a really nifty play from Blake Ochoa to record the out, but he was out on one pitch, an attempted sacrifice bunt that went awry. A 1-1 count to him here. And the left-hander's pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. So it'll be Boltmann the DH, then Rowan Eberson the left fielder, and Brett Willenberg, second baseman, who drove in the game's only run with a 2-out single in the second. Against the left-hander Ricardo Hernandez, who fires strike 3 past Boltmann, who seemed to know it before he even heard it. Headed back to the dugout. That's strikeout number 2 for Hernandez. 31-year-old left-hander from Venezuela, who's most recently pitched in his native country. Last season pitching for the Caribes de Anzoátegui. Caribes de Anzoátegui in Puerto La Cruz, Venezuela. He pitched out of the bullpen last year. Had an 0-1 record in 23 appearances. An ERA at 4.91. Kind of a left-handed specialist. In 23 outings, he worked just a total of 11 innings, giving up 6 earned on 14 hits. Not a guy who leaned heavily on the strikeout either. He struck out just 3 men over his 11 innings. He's behind 2-1 here. His pitch to Eberson fouled straight back into the screen, so now it's even 2-2. Last season, his 3rd with the Caribes. His best season with Caribes was the 2016-2017 season. It's the Venezuelan Winter League, so it starts in November and runs through February. But that year he made 27 appearances, again as a lefty specialist, just 15 1/3. He gave up 3 earned runs. Check that, 1 earned run, 3 runs total in 15 1/3. That's an ERA of 0.59. He went 2-1. Pretty solid stuff. His 2-2 pitch here, bounce back to him. He knocks it down with his belly, gets up and fires it to first. For the second out of the inning, Eberson's now 0 for 2. He grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. Can't exactly say it was pretty, but Hernandez gets the job done. And with time to spare, as you see there. And now he'll refocus his attention on Brett Willenberg, the guy who victimized him for the RBI single that opened the scoring. That hit still stands as the only run-scoring play of the day. A run, 2 hits, no errors for South Africa so far. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Spain. The error leading directly to the game's only run. It's 1-1 now against Willenberg. Though he's had that left-handed specialist role the last 3 seasons in winter ball, Hernandez no stranger to starting. He's made 55 starts in his professional career. And his 1-2 pitch here is chopped off the plate. Not going to be an easy play. Charged by Angulo. His throw to first is in time for the out that retires the side. 1-2-3 for the first time since the first for Hernandez. And we'll go home in the 4th with Spain coming up, trailing South Africa 1-0. Jared Alario goes back to work, still holding on to a 1-0 lead as we move into the bottom of the 4th. That first pitch pretty close. Just missed for ball 1 to Oscar Angulo, who made that fine play charging in on a ground ball to end the top half of the 4th inning. And now he takes one further away, and it's 2-0. 3-4-5 for Spain. Good time to get it going for this Spanish club that's been totally stymied offensively through 12 innings. They have had 2 runners past first base. Shut out last night by Israel with just 3 singles, and just 2 singles so far today. 12 innings, no runs, 5 hits, all singles, 2 runners past first base. Not good as far as the offense is concerned for Spain to get this tournament started. And it's not a tournament that gives you a lot of time to sort of ease into things. A 5-day round robin. If you drop 2 games, your chances of advancing to the Olympics are pretty much going to be gone. This is kind of must-win territory, and there's a well-placed ground ball that bounces into right field for a base hit. So it's the second straight inning that Spain's had a leadoff single. We'll see what happens next. That one had eyes. It certainly had the help of Brett Willenberg being positioned up the middle. Tried to cover a lot of ground to his left and just couldn't find it. Now it's Jesus Ustariz. Cleanup hitter, the first baseman, who grounded out to second in the second, who's up 1 ball and no strikes. He's still hitless in the tournament. Pops this one up, back behind home plate. It's crashing down on the roof, 1-1. Throw over to first. Check on Angulo. Ochoa waited until there were 2 outs to break for second last inning. He ultimately stole second without a throw. That throw looked like it caught Angulo a bit off guard, but it wasn't the best pickoff throw. And now ball inside. It's 2-1 on Ustariz. Check swing on a big sweeping breaking ball and no swing. So now something going for Spain. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chance to put 2 men aboard in the same inning for the first time so far in the tournament. A line drive, left center field. That's going to be a hit. And here comes the throw to third. It's cut off. Now it's gone to second, where he's out. Ustariz gets caught thinking the throw would go all the way through to third base. A nice play by Anthony Phillips to cut it off and reroute it. Score at 7-6-4, the out at second base, the first out of the inning. But although it's not exactly what Spain was hoping for, all is not lost as they have a man on third, the tying run on third, with just 1 out. And give Jesus Ustariz a single there before he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That was a rip too. That was probably the hardest hit ball of the day for either side. Well played by Eberson. There's the throw towards third. That's cut off by Phillips, swiveling. Was that interesting, that slide? As you look at it from that angle, it almost looks as if he was safe. And I'm really surprised that Luis Sojo did not challenge that play, because I think he would have had it completely reversed, overturned. I mean, you can look at it over and over again, and the more you watch it, the clearer it becomes that he avoided that tag. Each manager gets 1 challenge that they can use at any point in the game, but if they get it right, if they get the play overturned, they get to keep the challenge. And if they had challenged that play, that line drive into left field may have given them the lead. Instead, it ties the game at 1. An RBI single for Lester Galvan scores Angulo, and here we are, all knotted up in the bottom of the 4th. Past the drawn in Jonathan Phillips. And the first run of the tournament for Spain. Three straight singles to begin the inning. And that'll bring the entire infield into the mound. We have a conference around Jared Ilario, who's been hit hard these past few innings after breezing through the first 2. He's given up hits to 4 of the last 7 batters he's faced. Nobody going yet in the bullpen for South Africa, a bit surprising. And now another ball scorched into left field. You just about have to get somebody going now, as the second trip through the lineup is producing some seriously improved results for Spain. Galvan checks in at second. Martinez replaces him at first. Single, 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 single. That's how we've gotten this fourth inning started. The go-ahead runs in scoring position. And there is one out because of that great work by South Africa's defense, and maybe a missed opportunity by Luis Sojo for Spain to challenge the out call at second. Where it certainly on our replays looked as if Jesus Ustariz was able to completely avoid being tagged until he had been standing on the base for about a 2 count. The batter now is Giancarlo Franco. 1-0 pitch outside. And now they're moving around in the right field corner where South Africa's bullpen is located. Three and nothing. A walk here would load the bases. And I just don't know if they've had enough time to get somebody ready to come into the game yet. It may be Alario for at least one more hitter past Franco. We'll see. Obviously could get out of the inning with a ground ball too. 3-0. That's ball 4, and it's a walk, the first he's issued today. With 5 men up, 5 men have reached base safely here in the fourth inning, where Spain has tied the game and now seriously threatens to take the lead. Blake Ochoa, who singled leading off last inning, comes up here. Ochoa's single found a way into right field. First pitch, outside edge, strike 1. The day continues to improve. Skies continue to brighten. Everything's starting to dry out. Very soggy Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. This game delayed by nearly a half hour. Once we started, things have just gotten better and better, and now it's a nice recovery from Jared Alario, who has 2 strikes on Ochoa, the catcher for Spain. Big pitch off the outside corner. Good 2-strike offering there, but Ochoa wasn't biting. Here's the pitch. Again, aiming for that outside part of the plate. Not finding it. 2-2. Dirt, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a nice job by Kyle Boda to block it. And keep the potential go-ahead run on third, at least for now. Get some action with this pitch. Bases loaded, 3-2. Driven out to left center field. This ball's really smashed. It's high and it's deep, and it is gone. Grand slam, Blake Ochoa. And Spain takes a 5-1 lead. Two hits in the last 2 innings for Ochoa. 3-2 fastball down in the zone and did not miss it. You can't see it up in that gray sky, but trust me, it was out of here. And that was not a cheap home run either. He really got all of it. And what a relief it must be for that Spanish club to finally have some cause for celebration after being shut out for the first 12 innings of this qualifying tournament. Now comfortably ahead. 5-1, Leo Rodriguez takes a look at a strike. As Jared Ilario soldiers on, he ran out of gas and there was nobody ready to come in. There should have been somebody throwing, maybe 4 or 5 batters ago, but left in there to face Ochoa with the bases loaded after he walked Giancarlo Franco on 4 pitches, and that walk came on the heels of 4 straight singles, most of them hard hit balls. Really tough to figure out why Jared Ilario is still out there. Now a 1-2. Grounded left side. Diving stop by Phillips, who pops up and gets it to first in time for the out. Nice play, Jonathan Phillips. One of a pair of Phillips on the left side of the infield. Anthony's at short. Jonathan at third went down and got that one. And boy, did South Africa need that to turn this inning around. Not that the damage hasn't already been done, but my goodness, is that a well-timed, nice play. Taking a hit away from Rodriguez, who's now 0 for 2. And here's Angel Beltre, who has been as frustrated as anybody in Spain's lineup here today. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Takes a look at ball 1 outside. Five-run inning. Lester Galban driving in the game's first run, or rather Spain's first run of the game. His 1-out single to plate Oscar Angulo, then another single, a walk, and the grand slam and a pop up here right towards the mound. Jonathan Phillips is there basically on the rubber to put it away and retire the side. But 8 men come to bat for Spain. 5 record hits, 4 score on 1 swing, and this game has turned itself around as we go to the 5th. It's now Spain on top of South Africa by a score of 5-1. Well, it's got to feel a bit different for Ricardo Hernandez, taking the mound with a 4-run lead as he starts Benjamin Smith with a strike and then just misses the outside corner. After pitching really well through his first 4 innings, he had to be frustrated to see his team's offense not backing his efforts. But here they've come alive with the 5 runs in the bottom half of the 4th. And now it's up to Hernandez to really just keep doing what he's been doing this second time through the lineup. A little flare out to right field, though, will give South Africa something to build on as Benjamin Smith's aboard for the second time. This one's a leadoff single. And that's just the second base run of the second trip through the lineup. Comes out of the 9 slot. Wrecks a run of 4 in a row retired by Ricardo Hernandez. And Now Anthony Phillips will make his third plate appearance, his first since the second inning when he struck out swinging. That was with the bases loaded, recall. In that top of the second, South Africa did score a run, but had a bevy of opportunities to score more than the one run and just failed to capitalize. So here they are now playing from behind. Phillips made an earnest effort to bunt there. Not really a sacrifice situation, though. You need to pile up some base runners. Here's a ground ball to third. This could be two. There's the out at second. The relay to first. Double play. A stretch from Ustariz at first. 5-4-3. The double play to bring up Kyle Bota, the catcher, with 2 outs and nobody on. That one hit right at Leo Rodriguez, who threw a strike to Oscar Angulo. Ditto for his throw over to first. Nicely done. Pitch to Bota. Just misses. How about that stretch? Ouch. The strike, meanwhile. It's 1-1 on South Africa's catcher, who's popped out to his counterpart Ochoa and flown out to center. Grounds this one to short. Johnny Bettencourt sets his feet, fires to first, side retired, and we're off to the bottom of the 5th, where Spain will come right back up now with a 5-1 lead.
For South Africa, number 55,
A new pitcher comes in for South Africa. It's Garth Cahill. He'll try to keep the game right where it is, where Spain now leads it 5-1 after sending 8 men to bat in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The only guy left is Bettencourt to lead off here in the 5th. And he goes up 2-0 on Cahill. His first appearance of the tournament. Cahill, obviously from South Africa. He's played college baseball in North America, Jackson State University. One of the younger guys on this team, born in 1995. So he's 24. He's just 24 as of last week. 2-1 pitch. Slow breaking ball called a strike. He's from Durban, KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. Going into his senior year at Jackson State, he has this one flicked off the end of the bat into right field, and that looked awfully similar to Benjamin Smith's leadoff single from the top half of the fifth. Just a little flare that found a way to fall. Bettencourt's aboard. And we'll see Cahill pitching with runners on. First, a quick move over to first base, where Bettencourt went diving back in safely. Working as a starter this past spring, primarily as a starter this past spring. The numbers for Cahill very good at Jackson State. 78 1/3, gave up just 68 hits. Struck out 47, walked 17. Finished the year with a 3.45 earned run average. As this one sent higher in the air, again shallow right field. There's enough time for Willenberg, the second baseman, to get back under it and make the catch for out number one. Angulo retired. He's the one who started all the trouble for Spain last inning with a single. It was Spain's third single of the day, their sixth of the tournament. 3 would follow it, and after 9 hits in the tournament had all been singles, then we got the big one from Blake Ochoa, the grand slam. And that's how it turned into a 5-1 lead for Spain after South Africa had carried that 1-0 edge through the first 3.5. That ball launched foul over Spain's bullpen, which was busy as early as the second inning, but's gone quiet lately, with Ricardo Hernandez really settling in. Cahill, this is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Jesus Usturiz made a bid for extra bases when he sent one out into the left field gap, left center field gap. He was cut down trying to go from first to third, thinking that the throw was headed towards third in an effort to get Angulo. He was retired 7-6-4, despite a pretty nifty slide where you saw in the replay may have avoided the tag altogether. Now he's protecting Bettencourt, who was off on the pitch, a little bit of hit and run. The result, though, a foul, 2-2. Good moves here from Cahill. That one a really close play with Bettencourt just diving in safely. Tag on the elbow with the hand on the bag. Now he runs, swing and a miss, strike 3, throw down into center field. And now the throw will go to third. It was a strikeout and could have been an inning-ending strike him out, throw him out double play, but not only is it a stolen base for Bettencourt, but he'll take an extra base on the E2. Kyle Boda's throw got away from him. And you can make a case there for interference pretty easily, in my opinion, as it looked like Usturiz just hopped on the dish just as Boda was stepping to make his throw. But no argument. So it's a steal and an E2 and a man on third with 2 outs for Lester Galvan, who takes a look at a ball. Working from the stretch, starts with a look at third, then has it slip inside. 2-0. That one nearly hit Galvan. I'm not sure how he was able to get out of the way, but he was. Now he's standing in a great spot to put his team ahead by 5. And after looking at the 2-0 for a ball, he may have the green light here, 3-0. Instead, he takes the strike. Even if you are swinging, that's a good pitch, not one you're likely to chase. Good enough to get the call, not tantalizing enough to garner a 3-0 swing. That one, though, in pretty much the same spot, is smacked out to right field. It's hit a long way, and it falls foul just as it gets to the base of the wall. Good opposite field poke from Galvan, but it's a long strike 2 to fill up the count. Watch how close, well, can't quite see it there, just how close it was. And nor can you see it on that one. With Brandon Boltmann doing his best job acting as umpire. You get the idea, though. It was really close down the line, and it was really sent for a ride. 330 down the line. And now the off-speed pitch cut on and missed for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts from Garth Cahill. After allowing a leadoff single, he winds up stranding a man at third and pitching us through the 5th with the score still Spain 5, South Africa 1. So after that short break in which the grounds crew who have done a great job all day of keeping this field ready for play through some really inclement weather, they just gave everything a little touch up, and now we'll have Jonathan Phillips, Brandon Boltmann, and Hein Rob for South Africa. Team that finds themselves trailing 5-1 after leading 1-0 for a good chunk of this game. 5 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Spain, a run, 3 hits, and an error for South Africa. Meanwhile, Ricardo Hernandez just continues to pour it in from the mound, though he's fallen behind Phillips 2-0 to start the 6th. There's the first strike of the inning. Hernandez got into some trouble in the second through some fault of his own. He walked a couple, gave up a single, but that inning began, that rally for South Africa began with an error. And with the exception of that inning, Hernandez has been really dominant. 1-2-3 first inning, a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Gave up a 2-out single in the third and a leadoff single last inning, but hasn't had a whole lot of trouble to deal with. That's one of the better hit balls we've seen, and Phillips just flies out to right center. And that brings up Brandon Boltmann, who has yet to be retired. He reached on the error. The ground ball is short leading off the second, then he singled in the third. As you get another look at that fairly deep fly ball that Beltre didn't have much trouble tracking down through the increasingly brightening skies. And there's a strike over the outer half, 0-1 on Boltmann. South Africa's right fielder stays cocked and ready, swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Hernandez, we told you earlier, not a guy who throughout his career has leaned heavily on the strikeout, and that's held true today as he's fanned just 2. He got Phillips for the last out of the second, and he got Boltmann for the first out of the 5th. Here's a ground ball and really good speed from Bettencourt, but unable to keep it in the infield there despite the dive, so it's a 1-out single. That's the 3rd time in as many tries that Brandon Boltmann's reached base safely. Now we'll get a look at Hein Rob, first baseman. I wouldn't expect to see the South Africa team roll over. With still a lot of baseball to be played today. Team that hasn't won or lost yet in this tournament. Fighting it out with Italy yesterday. A game tied at 4 in the 6th inning when rain and lightning came into the Parma area after a short break. It rained in the afternoon, but then stopped long enough to get 6 innings in. If the rain and lightning returned, they would stay through the night. So that game was suspended, and it'll be picked up tomorrow. And then South Africa will play a game right afterwards, I believe against the Czech Republic. Italy will then play a night game, also in Parma. It's going to be a tough day for both of those clubs, having to play the second half of their suspended game plus an entire separate game. Now the 1-2 pitch to Rob. It's popped up foul, out of play, left field side. And the count holds. Boltmann still at first. 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. South Africa trailing by 4. Pitching from the extreme third base side of the rubber, Hernandez has a slider fouled back. It all happened in a flash for Spain in the bottom of the 4th. 4 straight singles, a walk, and a grand slam. All of a sudden, the game got turned upside down. And another 1-2 pitch. This one cut on and missed as he snuck it in past the hands of Rob. For Ricardo Hernandez, a 3rd strikeout today. And here's Darren Boltmann. Or will we see a pinch hitter? It appears we will.
Pinch hitter for South Africa.
Dale Feltman
Number 13, Dave Fenton.
That's in place of the designated hitter Boltmann, who popped out to the catcher on a sacrifice bunt attempt and then struck out looking. So that was enough for Neil Adonis, the South African manager, to move on. We'll see what Feldman can do here with 2 outs and a man on first. Dale Feldman, a catcher by trade, 28 years of age. Right-handed batter watches as the pickoff throw goes to first, and then the throw down to second actually hits Bolon in the back. So he's safe with a steal. Not the most conventional stolen base, but he gets the job done, I suppose. Winds up in scoring position with the 2 outs. Hernandez guessed right through to first, but then watches that throw just hit him on the left side of his back. The shoulder area. Now pitch in the dirt, gets blocked by Ochoa, steered up the third base line, and it's 2-1 on Feldman. A timely hit here could shave a run off Spain's lead. Good strike over the outer half. 2-2. Just a little piece to stay alive. If Feldman reaches one way or another, then Rowan Eberson will get his third look at Hernandez. And it will be Hernandez. At least for the time being, nobody throwing in Spain's bullpen. Nobody throwing in South Africa's bullpen either at the moment. A good first inning of work from Garth Cahill, and he'll get at least one more, or that's the plan anyway, so it seems. A pretty pesky at bat being turned in now by Feldman. Keep in mind that Ricardo Hernandez has been used the last 3 seasons of Winter Bowl in Venezuela as a left-handed specialist. In 3 seasons, he is combined to appear in 62 games and work a total of 33 innings. Here he is pitching with 2 outs in the 6th, goes to the big curveball and can't get it to snap down for a strike. And as a guy who spent 4 seasons in the Florida Marlins minor league system, strikes out the pinch hitter Dale Feldman and finishes the 6th inning with back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 4 on the afternoon to match his team's lead. It's 5-1 Spain as we go to the last of the 6th.
Fernando Martinez.
First pitch of the home half of the 6th inning is a strike out of the right hand of Garth Cahill. Ground ball, softly hit. And sent to first by Willenberg, and a 2-pitch out, exactly what Cahill needed. And he's retired 4 in a row after coming into the game and allowing a leadoff single to Yanni Bettencourt. You got Angulo to pop out to Willenberg at second, a couple of strikeouts. Now Martinez retired 4-3, and we'll see Giancarlo Franco, a Spanish team that leads 5-1. Spanish team that will be back here in Bologna tomorrow. Hard hit grounder goes foul. Tomorrow, a tough test. The only game here in Bologna will be Spain and the Netherlands, as this little pop-up is going to fall. Everybody froze when it went up in the air except Anthony Phillips, who came sprinting from his shortstop position and couldn't get to it. That has to be Brett Willenberg's ball. Off the end of the bat, he was just caught flat-footed. And the ball didn't get very high, so there wasn't a lot of time to recover. But you see there that Phillips had a chance to make a play. And for whatever reason, it's hard to put a finger on why he wasn't able to squeeze it there. It's like it was a hit. Well, anyway, Franco's at first, and Ochoa, who is definitely the man of the hour as far as Spain is concerned. Brings some swagger with him into the box, takes a strike, it's 1-1. Perfect at the plate. He singled in the 3rd. He homered in the 4th. And that homer cleared the bases, a grand slam, but a ground ball to 3rd here could be 2. There's the out at 2nd, and the relay throw to first in time for the double play. And retires the side and ends the inning. So 6 are in the books. And it's a 5-1 lead for Spain. South Africa needs to get the bats back to life when we return for the 7th.
The second pinch hitter for South Africa, number 2, Darren Boltmann.
Kieran Bibis is going to pinch hit for Rowan Eberson to begin the 7th. Bevis is down quickly, 0-1, as Ricardo Hernandez just keeps him coming. Hernandez finishing strong in the top of the 6th with back-to-back strikeouts following a single. And now it's a fly ball out to right field where Franco is camped out under it for the first out of the inning. And wouldn't you know it, there's a little patch of blue sky up over left center field, and we may have a wide swath of blue sky extending across the outfield in a few minutes' time, something that really you couldn't even picture when this game got underway at 2 o'clock, less than 2 hours ago. Something you really couldn't picture about 3 hours ago as we see one sent out to left field. But Willenberg will be retired. The catch made by Galvan. And that's 2 really quick and easy outs for Ricardo Hernandez, who looks to complete a 7th full inning of work. Benjamin Smith walked in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. Takes a ball low. Pitch down low. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. The number 9 hitter's been on base twice, and he grounds this to short. A few hops in the last one, an explosive hop to Bettencourt, but 6-3 the putout that retires the side in the top of the 7th. So South Africa goes very quietly. Hernandez has retired 5 in a row, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th with Spain looking to build upon a 5-1 lead.
Pitcher for South Africa, number 99, Darren Boltmann.
The pace of this one quickening as we roll along. New pitcher on the mound for South Africa's Derek Bayless. Leading off for Spain is Leo Rodriguez, the number 9 hitter. Rodriguez takes a look at a bouncer wide. Bayless takes a look at his landing spot, as something about that landing just didn't sit right. Some shuffling around defensively as well for South Africa, as Bayless again bounces it in and falls behind 2-1. Rodriguez today 0 in the bottom of the lineup, a strikeout and a ground out, but a crack of the bat and a line drive that lands fair and quickly scoots out to the left field corner. Sent in by Kieran Bevis, who's stayed in the game to play left field after pinch hitting for Eberson in the top half of the 7th inning. And that's a leadoff double for Rodriguez, who's off the schneid with his first hit. A 2-bagger. And for Spain, that's the 10th hit of the day. There's been a hit in every inning, at least one since the first. A welcome relief for a team that was held to just 3 singles in an opening night 3-0 loss against Israel.
The system is broken.
Angel Beltre,
Otherwise they would.
0 for 3, grounds this one through a wide open hole on the left side and has himself a hit. Had been 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts until that one found a way. Now Spain can maybe pour it on a little bit. There are rules in place that if a team builds a 10-run lead in the 7th inning or beyond, that it'll be an official ball game. So just for argument's sake, we could say it's possible that Spain scores 6 here in the 7th and ends the game, walks it off in the bottom of the 7th. We don't expect it, but this is a Spanish team that has already hung a 5 spot on the board. And seems to be pretty comfortable against the new pitcher, Derek Bayless. 32-year-old Derek Bayless. Good work from Garth Cahill, though. The youngster goes 2 scoreless, gives up 2 singles, strikes out a pair, didn't walk anybody, and faced just 7 batters in 2 shutout innings. Bayless lives in Cape Town, South Africa, has this one fouled straight back. Johnny Bettencourt, the batter, is 1 for 3. Not sure exactly where those numbers come from. Breaks from first, it's flown out to right field. Moving over is Boulon, he has it. And now the throw home is good enough to send Rodriguez back to third. A lot of activity on that play. Beltre was off on the pitch. He had just about reached second when he had to stop and turn around, realizing that Boulon was going to catch it. So he retreats to first. I thought the throw might go to first base, but the ball hung up in the air longer than I thought it would. You really just can't see it in that cloud-covered sky. And once the catch was made, then Rodriguez broke from third as if he was trying to tag and score, and I think he would have had that throw gone someplace else, but a good decision to stop, as the throw would have beaten him by a 3 or 4 count. And in the end, it's just a fly out to right for Bettencourt for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Runners still on the corners. Oscar Angulo, 1 for 3, a single in between, a couple of pop outs. And a ball driven out to left center field. That's really well hit. It's going to hang up long enough for Smith to grab it. But that'll bring a run in and give Spain a 6-run lead, or a 6-1 lead rather, a 5-run lead. And a deep fly ball to left center. Nice catch too by Smith. That wasn't an easy ball to get to. And, I mean, that angle's just not going to show you anything until we get to tonight. I guess it's better than the pole. And after sprinting on the fly ball to right field, he was able to jog in from third was Rodriguez to score a run for the first time today. 6 different players have scored runs today for Spain. 4, of course, on one swing, the Ochoa Grand Slam. Jesus Ustariz, the first baseman who ripped one to left center, swings at the first pitch, hits it well to center, but Benjamin Smith reaches up, puts it away, and sends us into the 8th. A run on the board for Spain on a couple of hits, a man left on first, and it's a 6-1 ball game after 7 complete. A lot of smiles coming out of the Spanish dugout this afternoon as the skies continue to brighten, and Spain owns a commanding 6-1 lead as we start the 8th inning with a strike out of the left hand of Ricardo Hernandez. Anthony Phillips atop the South African lineup. One strike pitch, fouled back, 0-2. Phillips 0 for 3 so far today. Grounded out to third back in the first inning, struck out swinging in the second, and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in the 5th. There's 4 hits for South Africa in total, 11 for Spain, the team that has scored 6 unanswered runs. The only run allowed by that man, Hernandez, an unearned run back in the second. This one's popped up. And will it get out of play? It actually won't, but far beyond the reach of Jesus Ustariz. Not to mention that of Giancarlo Franco, who didn't even take a step towards it from his position in right field. Set. 1-2 is high. Kyle Bota, the catcher, waits on deck, and then Jonathan Phillips. A line drive that's going to become a leadoff single for Anthony Phillips. Fighting back after starting down 0-2. South Africa really needs a couple of runs here in the 8th inning. You can't sit around and wait for the 9th, not trailing by 5. Pretty solid contact there off the end of the bat. And now a strike. 0-1 on Botha. Pop out, a fly out, and a ground out. An 0 for 3 start to his Thursday. Runner goes, pitch is fouled back. So again, Hernandez gets ahead 0-2. And now we look out in the left field corner and see some right-handed action in Spain's bullpen. First time we've had action since the 2nd inning, when Hernandez wasn't quite on the ropes, but was definitely in danger of letting the game slip away from him. That was the inning when South Africa scored their only run. They also left the bases loaded. Really could have, with just one hit, opened up something of a comfortable lead. They couldn't do it. Carry that 1-0 lead through the 2nd and the 3rd into the bottom of the 4th when Spain's bats came alive to the tune of 5 runs. Down and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one setting up quite the same as Anthony Phillips' at bat just a moment ago, from 0-2 to 2-2, and that's when Phillips deposited it into center field. A full count, 3-2, and this could be the end of the line for Hernandez if he loses Bota. First. And there's a called 3rd strike, and that's a huge pitch from Ricardo Hernandez as he froze Kyle Bota. One down in the top of the 8th. Of the 5 strikeouts today for Hernandez, including that last one, 2 have come via the cold third strike. Leaves it up and away, missing with ball 1 to Jonathan Phillips. Like both of his predecessors here in the 8th inning, coming into this at bat, he's 0 for 3. The breaking ball on the outer half, 1-1. Phillips popped out to second in the first. Popped it back towards the mound in the third. That's when there was a little miscommunication between Hernandez and Ochoa. Now Hernandez fields the grounder, goes to second, 4 and out, but safe at first. No double play. So Jesus Ustariz was halfway to the mound. And he heard the news that the inning wasn't quite over yet, and Hernandez cocks his head sideways with a wry smile. There seemed to be just the slightest delay getting that play started. And that's ultimately, I believe, what cost them the double play. It's just a fielder's choice out at second. It'll be Brandon Boulon, who grounds it up the middle. Backhanded by Angulo over to first, and that'll end it. So Spain's coming up in the bottom of the 8th, looking for some insurance runs, already leading South Africa 6-1. Here's the 5, 6, 7 portion of Spain's order as they bat in the bottom of the 8th, already leading 6-1. Lester Galvan gives it a ride out to left field and gone. First pitch at the bottom of the 8th leaves the yard, and Spain's lead grows to 7-1. For Galvan, that's the second hit and the second RBI of the day. This one coming against Derek Bayless. And it's becoming increasingly out of reach for South Africa. That was a line drive that had just enough height to get on out of here. Die high, right down the middle. Good luck finding it up against the gray sky. There it was, like a meteor flashing by. Into the hedges. 1-1 pitch, grounded up the middle. Nice stab by Bayless, who spins and then makes the underhand flip to retire Martinez. That stab really took a hit away from Martinez, who's most likely going to finish his day 2 for 4. He had singles in his first 2 trips before rounding out twice down the stretch. Carlo Franco now, Blake Ochoa to follow. First pitch to Franco is a hard hit grounder foul, just foul for strike one. It's swing at will time for the Spain group. Trying to improve to 1-1. Another one bounced back to the mound. And Franco was frustrated. He had barely left the box. I wasn't sure he was going to, but he did. Took a few steps towards first. And after the home run, 2 quick ground outs back to the hill, and here's Ochoa. Ochoa's having himself an afternoon. A single and a stolen base in the third. A grand slam in the fourth. Guy who played in North America for many years, reaching the AAA level at one point. This one's outside and low. It's a ball and a strike. A right-hander continues to throw in Spain's bullpen, which leads one to believe that Roberto Hernandez may have thrown his last pitch today. A little bit of a stumble from Jonathan Phillips at third after hauling in that grounder. But the play made 5-3 for the out that retires the side. A run comes in on the first pitch. The leadoff solo home run from Lester Galvan, and it sends us to the ninth. Last chance for South Africa. They trail Spain 7-1. Here we are, last chance for South Africa. They'll need 6 to force a bottom of the ninth inning. 7 to take a lead. Pine Rob leading off, none too pleased to see the first offering from Fernando Baez go whizzing by his belt buckle. But it's just ball one. And now a pitch again inside makes it 2-0 on South Africa's first baseman. Look at Baez making his first appearance at the tournament. He's a big, big boy. And finds the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Working from the windup. He has this 2-1 pitch sent sky high. Third base side foul ground. The call and the catch made by Leo Rodriguez. Nice job working with Blake Ochoa to avoid a repeat of what happened way back in the third inning when Ochoa nearly collided with his pitcher, Ricardo Hernandez, before Hernandez made the catch and Ochoa went down awkwardly. Fortunately for Spain, he wasn't injured in any serious way. He was able to get up, stay in the game, and then less than a half hour later, he hit the grand slam that completely changed this one. Snapped a 1-1 tie. Spain has scored 7 unanswered runs after South Africa led it 1-0 into the bottom of the fourth. Big swing, meanwhile, from Dale Feltman, who's making his second plate appearance. He struck out swinging in the 6th when he pinch hit for Darren Boltmann. And he swings through another pitch to go down 1-2. Good night, says Fernando Baez, as Feltman goes down swinging. And the DH position, the 6th slot in the order, really didn't give South Africa much today. 0 for 4 between Boltmann and Feltman, with 3 strikeouts between them. So Baez, who for some time was a part of the Cardinals organization before he was a part of the Tampa Bay Rays organization in minor league baseball, hasn't pitched in affiliated minor league baseball since 2017. He's out there trying to secure the victory for Ricardo Hernandez, who nearly went the distance today. Really spun a gem. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 unearned run, all that he allowed. He walked 2, both in that 2nd inning when he struggled. Now pop fly out to left field that could end the game. And it does. Lester Galvan shielding his eyes from the sun, which has just suddenly emerged, able to squeeze it and jog in with a smile, with a victory in hand for Spain as they improve to 1-1 in the tournament. They shake off last night's disappointing 3-0 loss to Israel with a 7-1 statement victory, a come-from-behind win over South Africa here today. South Africa, meanwhile, falls to 0-1 as their game yesterday was suspended and remains incomplete. They will finish it tomorrow against Italy before taking on the Czech Republic. So it's going to be a busy morning and afternoon for South Africa tomorrow, as they have 2 tries to secure a first victory here at the WBSC Baseball Europe-Africa Olympic Qualifier. You see the final line score: 7 runs, 12 hits, and an error for Spain in victory. 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error for South Africa in defeat. The winning pitcher, a well-deserved victory to Ricardo Hernandez. The loss goes to Jared Alario, who pitched really well through 3, but then ran out of gas in the 4th. And he was charged with 5 earned runs. That's going to wrap up our coverage here this afternoon, but we do invite you to tune in a little bit later on, just about 4 hours from now, when the action continues from Bologna. We'll have the matchup between the Czech Republic and Italy. And for those of you interested in the action in Parma, also at 8 o'clock local time, 4 hours from now, that one will be between the Netherlands and Israel. And my partner Tyler Maughan has you covered in Parma tonight. Until then, though, until 8 o'clock, Craig Durham saying so long and good afternoon, and congratulations to Spain for earning their first victory of this Europe-Africa Olympic qualifier. And Elvin Jimenez is going to be the third base umpire. Jimenez from Venezuela. And here's a ground ball up the middle. It takes a funny bounce off the mound. The flip to second for the out, and then on to first. Safe, good hustle from Everson. Here's a well-struck ball up the middle into center field to give South Africa the game's first late. It was Boulon who reached on the error to start the inning that scored. Obviously an unearned run charged to Hernandez, who left that pitch right out over the heart of the plate. And despite the effort from Bettencourt, he never really had a chance to get there. Now the 6th man to bat. Ochoa sets up low and away. Runner goes. Throw is offline and a stolen base for Bourlon. Single is steal, and now base hit could double South Africa's lead. Picked a good pitch to go on. Did not have the best jump, and frankly, good throw from Ochoa probably gets him. Rodriguez takes a look at a strike. As Jared Hilarios, you need to pile up some base runners. Here's a ground ball to third. This could be two. There's the out at second. The relay to first. Double play. A stretch from Ustariz at first. 5-4-3. The double play to bring up Kyle Bota, the catcher, with 2 outs and nobody on. That one hit right at Leo Rodriguez, who threw a strike to Oscar Angulo. Ditto for his throw over to first. Nicely done. Pitch to Bota. Just misses. How about that stretch? Ouch. The strike, meanwhile. The corners. Oscar Angulo, 1 for 3, a single in between, a couple of pop outs. And a ball driven out to left center field. That's really well hit. It's going to hang up long enough for Smith to grab it. But that'll bring a run in and give. And here's the 5, 6, 7 portion of Spain's order. As they bat in the bottom of the 8th, already leading 6-1. Lester Galvan gives it a ride out to left field and gone. First pitch for Galvan. That's the second hit and the second RBI of the day. This one coming against Derek Bayless. And it's becoming increasingly out of reach for South Africa. Enough height to get on out of here. Die high, right down the middle. Good luck finding it up against the gray sky. There it was, like a meteor flashing by. Into the hedges. 1-1 pitch, grounded up 4 between Boltmann and Feltman, with 3 strikeouts between them. So Baez, who for some time was a part of the Cardinals organization before he was a part of the Tampa Bay Rays organization in minor league baseball, hasn't pitched. He walked 2, both in that second inning when he struggled. Now pop fly out to left field that could end the game, and it does. Lester Galvan shielding his eye. And Elvin Jimenez is going to be the third base umpire, Jimenez from Venezuela. And Elvin Jimenez is going to be the third base umpire, Jimenez from Venezuela. And here's a ground ball up the middle. It takes a funny bounce off the mound, the flip to second for the out, and then on to first. Safe, good hustle from Everson. Here's a well-struck ball up the middle into center field to give South Africa the game's first lead. It was Boulon who reached on the error to start the inning that scored. Obviously an unearned run charge to Hernandez, who left that pitch right out over the heart of the plate. And despite the effort from Bettencourt, he never really had a chance to get there. Now the sixth man to bat. Ochoa sets up low and away. Runner goes. Throw is offline and a stolen base for Boulon. Single is steal, and that base hit could double South Africa's lead. Picked a good pitch to go on. Did not have the best jump, and frankly, good throw from Ochoa probably gets him. Get some action with this pitch. Bases loaded, 3-2. Driven out to left center field. This ball's really smashed. It's high and it's deep and it is gone. Grand slam, Blake Ochoa. And Spain takes a 5-1 lead. Takes a look at a strike. As Jared Hilarios, you need to pile up some base runners. Here's a ground ball to third. This could be two. There's the out at second. The relay to first. Double play. A stretch from Ustariz at first. 5-4-3. The double play to bring up Kyle Bota, the catcher, with 2 outs and nobody on. That one hit right at Leo Rodriguez, who threw a strike to Oscar Angulo. Ditto for his throw over to first. Nicely done. Pitch to Bota. Just misses. How about that stretch? Ouch. The strike, meanwhile. Corners. Oscar Angulo, 1 for 3, a single in between, a couple of pop outs. And ball driven out to left center field. That's really well hit. It's going to hang up long enough for Smith to grab it, but that'll bring a run in and give. Well, here's the 5, 6, 7 portion of Spain's order. As they bat in the bottom of the 8th, already leading 6-1. Lester Galvan gives it a ride out to left field and gone. First pitch for Galvan. That's the second hit and the second RBI of the day. This one coming against Derek Bayless. And it's becoming increasingly out of reach for South Africa. Enough height to get on out of here. Die high, right down the middle. Good luck finding it up against the gray sky. There it was, like a meteor flashing by. Into the hedges. 1-1 pitch, grounded up. 4 between Boltmann and Feltman, with 3 strikeouts between them. So Baez, who for some time was a part of the Cardinals organization before he was a part of the Tampa Bay Rays organization in minor league baseball, hasn't pitched. He walked 2, both in that second inning when he struggled. Now pop fly out to left field that could end the game, and it does. Lester Galvan shielding.
I'm Gifting Gope, Major League Baseball player. Please support international baseball by subscribing to CBO TV.